now have a response from the 43-year-old quarterback. According to one source that is, quote, close to the QB, they say it's Arians who is deflecting blame away from himself and not helping out Brady with limitations by the coaching scheme. After the Bucs lost to the Chiefs, Brady said the reports of him not working with Arians were, quote, external noise. But the quarterback also cut his virtual press conference short after answering the question about his coach. So, Shannon, will Brady be able to make it work with Arians?
This is what I don't get. The coaches in New England never got the credit that Arians is receiving blame when Brady was in New England. Belichick never got this kind of credit. Skip Bayless tell me it's 85%. Brady gets the credit.
75.
Okay, 75% he gets the credit. But I guarantee you're giving Arians more than 75% of the blame. Now, I didn't hear anybody talk about how great Charlie Weiss was, or Josh McDaniels, or Bill O'Brien. They got no credit. This was all Tom. But the moment Tom is struggling, it's Bruce Arians, it's Bobby Leverage, it's Bruce Arians, it's Bobby Leverage, it's the defense. So how does this work? We come up with all these stats to try to keep Tom Brady at the top of the food chain. He has more air distance, whether the pass is complete or incomplete, than anybody in the NFL. What is that?
That's Bruce Arians. That's his offense.
He has more.
Wait a second. You correctly predicted he's not going to fit in this offense.
No, I said
no risk it, no biscuit.
No.
So he's trying to be coach's dream. He's trying to do what he always did under Belichick and Josh McDaniels. Tell me what to do, and I will do it.
I want to know one thing. All those people that's criticizing BA, where were they when they come to the defense of Jameis? I didn't hear anybody say, oh, no, you're asking Jameis to do something wrong. That's not Jameis' game. Nobody did that for Jameis Winston.
Wait, are you putting Jameis and Tom Brady in the same sentence?
All I'm saying is that where was the guy? Where were these people that said this offense doesn't suit with Jameis, just throw the ball deep over and over and over again?
Yep.
There was no criticism for Bruce Arians then. All the criticism went to Jameis. Oh, Jameis is terrible. Oh, Jameis is terrible. Now Tom Brady has 11 interceptions. So only second to walking to a win is Bruce Arians' fault. Coaches never got the credit for Tom Brady's success like Bruce Arians is getting the blame for his demise. Now, that demise is an exaggeration, but his bad play over the last 3 to 4 weeks of the season, Skip. We haven't seen, I mean, Bruce Arians, we need to stop this, Skip. Tom can play, but the days of Tom outplaying the things that are going on bad around him, those days are over. We never say, oh, they got to run Rojo, and we got to shorten up this, and the defense got to be spectacular. That's not the Tom Brady that I know. Tom Brady could overcome. There's a reason why Tom went to Tampa, because he realized he wasn't the same guy. He'll never say it, but he went because that was a rising tide. You look at Mike Evans, you look at Chris Godwin, you look at Brady. That's a decent offensive line. It's not great, but it's decent.
He had the worst receiving core in football last year, by all accounts. That's just not me. That's everybody said that.
But he should.
You see what Cam did yesterday?
But he's
completed, what was it, 9 passes?
But he's supposed to do
had
more.
A QBR of 7.
So in other words, he's doing less with more. AB, he wanted AB.
Yep, that's on him. I agree.
So
okay. Now, will Bruce Arians and Tom Brady work? I have concluded they will not work long term. He's trying to make it work this year, but I will bet you that sooner than later, Bruce Arians is going to be out. If Tom Brady is going to go forward next year, I believe it will be with the new coach. It could
Probably
be Josh McDaniels. It could. I know how much you didn't like him as a head coach in Denver because it went down in flames.
Yes.
Am I right?
It went bad.
Okay.
Quick.
But I still say there's a good chance that he will be Tom Brady's offensive coordinator / head coach next year, and they will try to recreate more of the New England concept and New England chemistry in the locker room and Patriot way.
But that was the only reason for my skepticism. I say, are you going to let him do what he did in New England, or are you going to ask him to take shots in the chop to try to throw the ball down the field?
Okay, so back to him walking out of the press conference yesterday. He did answer the question the first time it was asked by Jenna Lane, who does a great job for ESPN covering the team. She asked a very fair question, and he gave a very detailed, fair answer. But as soon as he finished, he's been around, he's done this before, and he knows what was coming. That question he knew was about to detonate just a fusillade of more follow-up questions about, well, wait a second, Tom, how about? He said, I am done with this because it's not going to get them anywhere going into their bye week.
Right.
It'll create hysteria around the team.
It's going to be the talk of the conversation during the bye.
That is correct. So now we have stories saying that sources close to, friends close to Tom Brady say that he's out on Bruce Arians. And it starts with what even you thought was completely out of bounds.
Yeah.
These post-loss scathing critiques of Bruce Arians delivering everything that's wrong with the greatest quarterback who ever played. And again, the method to the madness is it's always don't blame me. I don't know what I can't do any more than practice. He's completing all those balls in practice when I have control, but when he has control in the games, he's just not making the plays, right?
Yep.
It's completely out of bounds. It's so disrespectful. It's so irreverent that if I'm Tom Brady, after the fourth one of those, after the fourth loss, I would have said, okay, that's enough. And I don't know if they had a private conversation about it, but privately, Tom Brady has to be saying, this is not working for me because I'm trying my tail off to do what he wants to do. And yet, let's look at, you like strategy, you like X's and O's. Let's quickly look at where's Tom Brady. Where is he the squarest peg in the roundest hole right now? Well, let's start out with play action. Tom Brady lived in New England on play action. But how do you establish play action? Well, you have to run it before you throw it, right? You have to make the defense respect, if not fear, your run. Tampa now ranks 28th out of 32 NFL teams in running, okay?
And they got a top 5 rusher.
Okay, yet against the Saints, they tried 5 times and got 8 yards. Against the Rams, they tried 18 times and got 42 yards. Yesterday was 13 for 75. But they're not making anybody respect the run.
But Skip, because they don't stay with it long enough. It's like if Bruce Arians, if they get stopped twice, Bruce says, okay, forget the run. We can't run it today. Just throw it. Which
is why Tom Brady far and away leads the whole National Football League in attempted passes.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Now, let's go to what does Tom Brady do greatest? Well, besides play action, which is obviously you play fake and you get the safety sucking up a little bit to stop the run, it's pre-snap reads. And what's the most effective way to pull off a pre-snap read? You have to send somebody, if not a couple of players, in motion.
Right.
Bruce Arians, for reasons I cannot explain to you, he does not believe in motion, so they barely do any motion.
They do.
It's rare that they do any motion. So you're taking away his ammo. This is what he was born with. This is his gift. If one of my wideouts go in motion and you run with him, I got man-to-man, right?
Well, Skip, you know, some people, Peyton, early in his career, for a long part of his career, Skip, he didn't like motion.
Yep.
Because he didn't want you to shift the defense. He felt he had a great bead on what the defense was going to do, and I don't want you messing with it. And that's why, if you notice, Skip, for like 15 years, they just lined up. With his time in Indy, Marvin Harrison's on the left. You had Marvin on the right, Reggie on the left. Your tight end, you had Brandon Stokely or whomever, Gonzalez in the slot.
Yep.
That's what in no motion. Because Peyton says, you know what, I got you. I know what you're in. I know where you're going to come from. And if I motion, you might bring it from a different, and somebody might mess it up. Tom, Skip, like you said, his whole thing with New England was always mirrors. If you look at Mahomes, they do a lot of motion. They're doing the exact same thing, but it's just motion.
They might do more motion than any team in the league.
If you look at Tyreek doing motion, Tyreek gonna do the same thing. They might put a guy, motion the guy out, and bring him back in the backfield. All they're doing is that we're gonna run the same play, but we're gonna give you different window dressing. It's the same house, we just changed the shades.
Yep, plus you show Patrick Mahomes what you're about.
Correct.
Right? You can see before the snap, oh, so you're going to try that.
Right.
I got you.
Skip, and I said, we talked about this. I said, Skip, the question that I have, when Bruce Arians offers his scathing criticism of Tom Brady, how is it going to be received? Oh, no, Bruce. I said, look here now, I'm telling you, I've talked to too many people that's been around him. He's going to do, unless they go 16-0, he's going to have scathing criticism at some point in time. He's done it at every locale where he's been. How is Brady going to respond? Because, Skip, people having a private conversation is one thing. You put me on blast publicly is something...
Not once or twice, 4 straight lost times, right?
Because basically you say, oh, that's Tom's fault. Man, we done won this game every time we hit some of them throws.
All right, so finally, what is the other great thing that Tom Brady did in New England? If you got him down the field, he will swing it to one of his backs. He is not, he is fearless with his checkdowns. He swallows his pride because you can say he's check down Charlie if you want. I will swing it to James White because he's going to get 8 or 10 yards before you can come up and stop him.
James White, Falk,
Whoever it is, Burkhead, okay? So who are his swing it to backs on this team? Well, he wanted LaShawn McCoy because he's really good at that. LaShawn McCoy has been healthy for the last 3 big home games, and 2 of them he didn't suit up for, and yesterday he suited up and got 1 snap, okay?
Yep, he has been in the doghouse since he dropped that touchdown pass. I think it was against Carolina.
And my little man, 3rd rounder, Keyshawn Vaughn out of Vanderbilt University, is small and stout and very quick. And we saw at Chicago, he was throwing him the football. Well, he can't even dress now because they signed Fournette, and they've got Rojo, and LaShawn can't even get on the field. So you can see he doesn't have... Fournette and Rojo are not swing pass catchers.
But Rojo...